Number 5 is alive. Number 5 is alive. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Elite Dangerous Daily. Yes, I play every single day because I'm obsessed with this game. It is the best game in the world. And I just said it. There you go. What am I doing now? Well, I loaded up the fleet carrier. One of many that I have. And not all aluminum, right? Not all aluminum, but I loaded up with aluminum steel because after I deposit 4 ships, 4 clippers worth of aluminum for the CG, I will take the rest over to a friend's location and help him out with his construction. That's what we do as squadron leaders. We lead by example. So here we are, Elite Dangerous Daily, and while I'm waiting for the fleet carrier, I'm actually going to talk a little bit about what happened these last few days, specifically with my darling from Galnet, who has the loveliest voice, the loveliest British voice. Even though she flung some words at me, I still love her. I love her dearly. Because she brought up some things that I just said 3 days ago in one of my streams, and that is what I saw in the pictures. In the pictures, correct? What I saw in the pictures. And what I saw was a few things. A hatch, right? The person being on the ground. But what I want to go over today is something that somebody asked me. He says, tell us the truth. Does this ship, okay, can this ship pick up things off the trees? Okay, pick up things off the trees. And honestly, to tell the truth, I don't know. But I did see some things that make me believe that they do. Okay, that you can. I want to pick up a picture, but I'm not seeing the picture I want of the Nomad. Okay, let's see. Okay. No, that's a perfect example. That's good. That's very, very good. Very, very good. So I'm gonna bring up the picture because we're waiting for the fleet carrier to go. We still got 11 minutes to go down to the CG, and after that, I will be able to stop talking about this. Now, I want to say, I gotta actually tip my hat to FDev. They just dropped the ship. They didn't give us any stats. They just gave us some pictures. Lots of pictures from the left, from the right, from the top, from the bottom, etc., right? And they did all that to kind of incite us into coming up with these speculations. Now, the first thing I said was that the hatch, there's a hatch on the left side, right? Now, I said that this might be a possibility for ship interiors because the 2 locations that are there, the left and right, okay, the left and right, the 2 locations, basically the left and right, the cabin or the cockpit and the actual storage area are close together, and there's a double door there. So that's not a lot of room to actually, that's actually not a lot of room to code. It's not much work in this picture. So in other words, what I'm saying is that they can actually make these a ship interior. And here's what I'm talking about. Okay? Right? The actual cabin is split right down the middle. Okay? Then there's a door which will be right here. These are the doors here. Okay, so you can actually walk through here and go into the actual storage area and then out the door. Now here is what I think this door is going to open up. This one is going to come down. So it will actually be kind of like a ramp. So you can come off of the ship. And this one will come up. Okay, this one will go up. And that's what we saw in the original picture that we were trying to figure out what the hell this was. Okay? Okay. Yesterday I told one of our mates, one of the people that watching this channel. How you doing, Mark 07? Basically I said I don't think you can pick up anything with this ship, right? Like everybody wants us to pick up stuff. I actually want to do more ground. I want to be able to pick it up with my hand, just like we did with the eggs. But here's the situation, okay? Most people actually want this ship to be a material gatherer. Now, let's look at these guns, which I think they're not guns. Okay, I don't think they're guns. I think that these are clamps. It's 3, 1, 2, 3, right? 3 like a trident. But if you notice here, there's a hinge. There's some kind of a hinge. And this hinge, I think it'll open up into 1, 2, 3 things that we can pick up stuff with these things. With these clip, I don't know what you want to call them. Clamps. But there's a hinge right here. I thought it was a gun, right? But it's actually, if you look at this side, you can see light through it. You can see light shining through this kind of thing. And the light stops here where the actual hinge is. Okay, so I think these open up and we'll be able to pick up the materials with these things. That's honest opinion. And maybe this on the bottom opens up, or something opens up on the bottom that we can actually grab them. In any case, that's my thought on that. Okay, that's my thought on that. Okay, so let's see. I wanna go back to the screen. We only have a few minutes left, and then my ship jumps. In any case, 6 minutes. I think that we'll be able to grab the materials off the trees very easily with this ship. The number 2, I think we'll be able to get out, and probably they'll do a double thing so we can actually scan, get out and scan, do exobiology. And my wish is that I can pick up the materials by hand. That would be even great. But maybe I'll be happy, just like a pig in shit, that I can actually pick up the materials off the tree. Okay? So there is a ramp going into the left side. I still think that we might get ship interiors. Okay? I think we might get ship interior. It'll be the first one. It'll be like a little taste, appetizer for bigger things in the future. As for other pictures that we saw, I think it's just ship kits. Like there's one picture where there's an actual photo of, let me see if I can find it. There's an actual photo of, there's only 3, 4. Of something of a ship kit. This looks like a ship kit. Let me show you guys. I'm at 6. So my darling dear from Galnet thinks that might be something else, but I think it's a ship kit because it has it's different from the other ones, and you got some other like hinges and clasps and stuff like that you can actually let's see, can I do this one? That you can see in the picture. Okay, like here it is. So this is definitely a ship kit. Like this part, these hinges on the window, these little wings. This might be the galactic version, right? And here you can see the actual clasp, or whatever you want to call this. You can see this over here very well. Okay, you can see the hinges. You can see the hinges right there. Okay, you can see the hinges right there. And I think this opens up into three, like a clamp that can clamp things up. Maybe this extends out so it can pick stuff up. Now the big mystery is this round component on top. My friend and I have been debating what this is, and I don't know what this might be. It might be collector limpets, it might be something else. I don't know what it might be. But it's definitely can't be a hatch. And I don't think the actual canopy can open. Some people saying the canopy can open, but you wouldn't have these hanging over the canopy if this would go up and open. Okay. Now, another thing I want to bring notice to is these are not like helicopter. If you ever look at a helicopter, like what are they? I don't know what they're called. Struts. If you ever look at that, they're not this wide. This one looks like skis. They look wide enough to glide over. Like if you water skiing in the summertime, I don't know if you ever water ski, but that ski's pretty large. These are pretty large. And they're long. So I don't know how planet landing is going to be because they're long. There's a lot of rocks and stuff. How is this going to do over those things? So this probably has some other purpose besides landing on the surface. So that's my thought on that. If I think of anything else, I'll let you guys know. But in any case, it's going to be an exciting time at the end of the month. Skids. They call them skids? Yeah. If you notice the helicopter, they're not long. These look like something that an airplane landing on water would have, or if you're actually using skis on a slope. I mean, you if you've skied, you know these look like skis. They don't look like something for a helicopter. So, and then there is that cloud that's hanging over the valley below that gives me impression that we're going to see water. So maybe we can skid across the water with these things. That's something I thought of. But anyway, thanks for the attention. Thanks for watching this while I'm waiting for the fleet carrier to actually jump to the area. I want to thank my darling at Galnet. She did say some, I think she was talking about me, but there is no Commander Profane, but she called me Commander Profane because I am profane. I do speak profanities a lot. I'm from New York, originally from New York. So if you know any East Coasters from New York, they got a filthy mouth. Most of them. The bad ones, not the good ones. The good ones are educated and they try to maintain themselves. Well, I don't. In any case, I thank you very much, Galnet, sweetheart. Your voice is lovely, and I always love hearing your voice. I thank you for the attention. So anyway, this is I think going to be a great day on the 30th, and these guys are notorious. FDev is phenomenal. It's good planning. Just throw some pictures out there and let the content creators just talk among themselves and tell the community what they think it might be. So the imagination could bloom and the interest could bloom and get great, right? So we're waiting for something to happen. I think we're gonna get a second ship. My dream is that we get an Anaconda Mach 2. That's my dream. My dream is that we get an Anaconda Mark II. Some people say that the actual Caspian is the replacement for the Anaconda. I don't think so. I don't think so. I do like the Caspian, but it's not really a fighting ship. Even though you can't fit it to be a fighting ship, I call my Caspian the Caspian Destroyer. But it's just what other ship can we get at the end of the month? Because we're supposed to get two in June, right? So we shall see. They usually like to dump stuff on Tuesdays. It's either this Tuesday. The reveal is either this Tuesday, the 9th, or maybe the 16th. And then we shall see by the 30th everything that we're looking forward to, right? I'm actually looking forward to this Nomad. I want to tell you, it's if it does what I think it's gonna do, I will be in it all the time. I'll be in it all the time because I'm gonna end up doing exploration and exobiology on my main, so I can get the insignias on Inara. That's a goal of mine. Okay, so we're here at the CG. If you haven't done the CG, I recommend you do it. Do the CG. Any free shit I love. And there goes the profanities, right? Any free things I love. Okay? Get it while you can, because these you're not gonna see in the store. So these paint jobs you won't see in the store, and it's good money too. If you just do 4 runs, you're at top 50. You get 100 million, and so that's not bad, right? So just a thought. Do the CG. I mean, the FDev does work hard to make us happy, and so let's make them happy and do the things that they actually put out. And it's not much. Just bring one ton, one cargo, and you can go in your little fighter and bring it. But you just bring that and be part of the CG. But don't forget to register. Don't forget to register for the CG before you dump off your cargo. Okay? They are selling at 8 times. 8 times. So, like aluminum, I made in the 4 runs. I made 100 million just in the 4 runs. So that was not bad, right? That was not bad. So I'm doing it on all my accounts. I have 10. I'm gonna do the CG on all the accounts. So far, I've only done 2 because I'm trying to help out my friend. After I do these 4, I'm gonna go and take the rest of the cargo down to his system and dump off the cargo. Yeah, and I haven't seen his new system, so I'm curious to see what he did with it. So let's see. Anyway, that's the situation. I actually am very excited about the Nomad. In any case, I think it does have some firepower. You can put some weapons on it. If that's the case, and I said it's not engineerable, I think it's going to be engineerable. Nothing kicks. I was just talking about those clasps, those clamps that we saw on the bottom of the ship that I said that I think they're clamps that will be able to pick off the materials off the trees with those things. So good morning to you, Hawk. Good morning to you, Kicks. Good morning to you, or good afternoon, wherever you are, Marks. So that's my opinion on that situation. I think we'll be able to pick off the stuff off the trees. We will be able to walk out of the ship, and it'll satisfy those people who wanted ship interiors. Hopefully. That's my hope. Yeah, there's a new CG. Check it out. I'll bring it up as soon as I dump off this cargo. Let me dump off the cargo, and then I'll bring up the CG. What you have to do. In any case, I'm very excited about the end of the month. I'm very excited, and I want to thank you, Galnet Babe, for bringing attention to. I know you weren't gonna use my real name because you don't want to fluff my channel and bring attention to it. So, but it was me who came up with the things that Galnet said recently. So exactly what I said is exactly what she brought up in the picture. And I actually do think these things. I think we're going to have ship interiors. I didn't think that the ship was going to be engineerable, but I saw Ricardo's stream with the 2 hard points on top, and I think we're going to have it. Right? So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Hawk. I think we're not going to have loading screens. But, you know, I believe that the actual size of the ship is good enough for them to code it to try it out. They did the entrance thing, the ramp, with the links, kind of giving us a look into the ramp thing, right? This, I think, might be a case. Super Cruise on the new vessels is probably a no, but still might be interesting. But notice, Hawk, we never saw the back of the ship. Okay, and we don't know the size of the cargo space. So it doesn't take much to super cruise. We just need like the size of what's the small ship called? Sidewinder, right? That kind of super cruise. But who knows? Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, the guns aren't a knockdown. No, those aren't guns on the bottom of the ship. Those are clasps, because there is definitely a hinge there. If you could see the hinge, you could see through the clasps on the other side. You can actually see the light. Artist rendition, right? They did that for a reason, so you can see through the clasps. So those things on the bottom are clamps. Like when you see a Subnautica, or you see like a underwater kind of submarine, right? And they got these clamps coming out with the, and they can grasp things. They can grab things. So I think those are clamps. On top of the ship, there's 2 hard points. There's 2 hard points for weapons. And there's that big one that we were talking about. We don't know what the fuck it is, right? No, it wouldn't make sense to enter from the top if you can enter from the side. Why have so many entrances? That's a hard point. That's an actual hard point for something. But we don't know what the hell it is. If you can exit through the side, then you don't need 2 entrances, 2 exits. So you just need 1. That's my thought. The one on top is something else. It might be an Olympic controller. I don't know what it might be. But if you can grasp with the clamps from the front, you can grasp the materials. Wait a minute, I gotta do the mission boards. Mission boards first. If you can grasp with that, then I don't know why you would need an Olympic controller. So we'll see anyway. Looking at it, I don't know what the top has. Maybe it has a weapon. Maybe it has a Olympic controller. Maybe it's something else. But it doesn't look like a hatch. It's too big for a hatch. Hatches are usually small, and that's the size of a man, but it's not. This is not a hatch. So your guess is as good as mine. What it is? See, 23 million. Look at that. Nice. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay. All right. So hoping we'll know more for the end of the month. Well, I don't think they're gonna do that. They threw this shit out so we can debate among each other for the next 30 days. To put the interest so high that people are gonna actually get it. But there was very, very provocative pictures. It's very provocative. First, we saw the first one with a hatch on the side, and we saw a cloud in a valley below. And hanging on the ledges of that canyon were brain trees, right? So it's saying that empty brain trees, at least in front of us, was empty, right? Then we get a look at the Nomad, and we see a lot of things, right? We see a cockpit that's pretty large. We see double doors going through the cockpit into some kind of storage area. And we see 4 engines that are maneuverable in every direction, and 2 ski-like landing skids, right? So there's a lot going on there. A lot. There's a lot in that picture, but they just don't want to give you the information. It's like they want to keep the mystery going. They want us to like talk about it and go nuts, trying to do deductive reasoning as to, well, these are clamps and these are not clamps and these are, one has a ship kit. Yeah, that one I just went over, and we said that the canopy might open, but the ship kit hangs over the canopy, so it doesn't look like that's going to be a canopy opening thing. And then on a ship this small, you only need 1 exit, and which it already has. It's going to be on the side, on the left side. Okay. So there is a ship kit. That's a ship kit. It's a beautiful ship kit. That might be the galactic version. But I changed my mind on 2 things. Yesterday, someone asked in group, "Do you think that we'll be able to pick up materials with this ship?" And I said no. Now I changed my mind. I think we can. Where the hell am I? Oh, there's my Vindicator. Okay. I had to go in a different system. This place is loading up. All these systems are loading up. Okay. So anyway, what I'm saying to you is that I think we can pick up materials with that, but I also think we can pick up materials manually by hand. That's why you have the guy outside. Why would he be outside scanning brain trees? Okay? He's outside for a different reason. So that's my thought on that. But let's see what we have here. Hawk says Super Cruise and a new vessel, probably a no, but still might be interesting. The Sidewinder has Super Cruise. You can put Super Cruise on a Sidewinder, okay, and that's probably smaller than this Nomad. The guns are for knocking down the mats, says Kicks. I don't know about that. It's on top of the ship. It's supposed to be on the bottom of the ship. I bet we'll get a new limpet controller. That might be a limpet controller specifically for that ship. So we'll see on that. Or some kind of arm. Maybe an arm that extends out. I don't know. Hoping we'll know more before the end of the month, says Hawk. If they early access to partners. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not a partner because I don't stream on Twitch. So have you considered joining the Elite Partner Program? I'm not on Twitch, dude, and I gotta watch my profanity and I gotta watch what I say. And sometimes I'm gonna curse out FDev, so they'll throw me out probably a day after I join the program. Because I don't think they always do a good job. Even though they're doing good work, they don't always do a good job. I don't want to be Johnny Raincloud, but your enthusiasm is overlooking a lot of unknowns. Okay, Tom, tell me what. Tell me what I'm overlooking. Probably says something this week. Says Kicks, maybe. I think more like in 2 weeks. Agree that we should keep our expectations and hype in the low side, considering Uptech history, but I'm not willing to wait and see. Tom, Hawk, it's not expectation, it's deductive reasoning. Looking at the picture, I'm looking at what those things do. Okay? I bypassed those little, I thought there were guns, I thought there were things on the bottom, but they have a clamp, some kind of some kind of hinge in the middle of it, and it looks like three finger clamp, okay, so that you can grasp things with it. So why have, and then seeing what's his face, seeing Ricardo's stream, why have 2 hard points on top for weapons and have those 2 on the bottom? Those on the bottom aren't even stowed. They're on the outside. So think about a submarine when it goes in the water, and those clamps, they use to grasp materials off the bottom of the ocean. Okay? Maybe we'll go into atmosphere that we cannot get out of. And those things, we can grab stuff from that atmosphere. So that's what I'm saying to you. It's not expectations, or it's not fantasy like some people say. It's not fantasy. It's not anything but deductive reasoning by looking at a picture and saying, what do you see? Right? What do you see? So I saw a lot of things in just the pictures that I saw, and that's why I brought it up to you guys. It's just, I think we're going to get these things. Because if also, out of everyone here, I'm the one on the forums nonstop. I actually post a lot, and I'm there, and people fucking rag me out all the time. But I'm on the forum, so I know what people want. Some people don't want to get out of their ship. They just do not want to get out of their ship. They hate it. They just don't want to get out of the ship. They don't want to go and get an SRV and fucking run around. And I don't want to get an SRV and jump on top of a fucking tree so I can get materials that are automatically going to go in my backpack. I think I should be able to get out of the fucking ship, pick the fucking shit, the stuff off the tree, and put it in my backpack. Why do I need an SRV if it goes in my backpack anyway? Okay? So that's my thought on that. Yeah, one possibility, Hawk, it could come in a Mach 2 hangar. So it could be a combo package, a Mach 2 hangar alongside with this ship. That's what I was thinking, because it probably would be a special fit. Drag the ship is great, but it's a module. What size optional modules do we give up for a flight hangar? Can we use the current hangar? Yeah, I'm with you on the Mach 2 hangar. Type 6 was a long time ago, dude. The Type 6 was a long time ago. Okay, this is a new group. The guy who designed the Type 6 is gone. He quit a long time ago. And there was a previous CEO, Mr. Zoomaster. So we have different things going on now. And I think they're going in the right direction. Even though I still have some hang-ups, my beef is, if this solves the mystery of a fighter hangar being in a freaking T-11, I'm happy. Okay, because I ranted for almost a week saying, why the fuck would they put a fighter hangar in a T-11, right? For a whole week. So if this solves that mystery, I'm super happy. You know, so maybe we do get stuff in this ship that we can, you know, pick off stuff, or we get a controller limpet that can do prospecting and whatever. So let's see what happens. You know, I agree with you. The Type 6 is not too cool, but I think it should, the Type 6 should actually be a small ship, not a medium. That's just a thought. And then, but I could still get 100 tons in a Type 6, even more than 100 tons if I put the new cargo racks in a Type 6. So, and that's a long time ago. You're talking about Horizons. Type 6 is Horizons. This is Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? So we got a miting sieve for exploding popcorn. I don't know about that. Maybe we can use it as a prospector. I'm thinking that maybe Because you don't have much. You don't have much cargo. You don't have much cargo. So how much cargo can it actually take? So if it is from, you know, it's maybe 10 tons, maybe less. So how much can it actually do before it has to come back and load up with lipids again? So I don't know. Maybe there's a future need for it, that we actually do exobiology in the rings. That was my thought, that we may do exobiology in the rings. We might pick up bacteria and things off the asteroids, but I don't know right now. So at the my assumptions of what I've seen so far, there is a ramp on the left side. There's only need for one exit. That big thing on top of the ship is a mystery. I don't know what it could be. There are 2 clamps on the bottom, like you'd see in a submersible submarine that we have in current day, right? Because you can actually see the hinge in the middle of it, and you can see through the 3 clasps. You can see the light through them. Is it a weapon? I don't think so. Okay, I don't think it's a weapon. So at this point, and I also think we get the first ship interior. I really do. That's my thought on this ship. It'll be very useful if we can actually pick up the stuff, right? Off the brain trees and whatever. It will be so great, because that it's gonna. You don't even know. You just don't know how much shit FDev gives on the forums over this. After day, why am I getting out in an SRV? You guys ruined the fucking limpets. We were able to get mats off the trees. You just don't know how many posts they actually came out with. You know, it's too big to be a hatch, dude. It's too big to be a hatch. It's something else. That big circle thing on top is too big to be a hatch. Hatches are never that big. It's people size, like the chair. That hatch is twice the size. So it can't. Let me get out of this. Mother liquor actually is interdicting me when I'm so close. I just don't think it's a hatch, but we'll see. It could be a hatch, could be not be a hatch. Why do we need a hatch on top of the ship if we already have an exit? That's redundant. You know, we already have an exit on the ship. We don't need a hatch. God damn it. The circle is clearly a hatch. There will be no navigable interiors, Alec says. I don't think so, Alec. The space is small enough for them to do ship interiors. Put collision here and there, have the doors come open. We already have the double doors on our fleet carriers and other ships. So we have the double doors come open, and you just sit down in a chair and fly the ship. There's not a lot of buttons you can push inside the ship. It would be a perfect ship to start ship interiors with. You know, to test what the public would think. Because I really don't care if they have ship interiors or not. I really don't care. But I think there's ship interiors. I think this will be your first ship that has ship interiors. Long-time players are used to certain conveniences. The SRV uses a load screen but can enter from any angle. The novelty of a door wears off quick. Okay. I don't know what to say to that. You say this, and about 99% of the people want ship interiors on the forums. Okay? And there's a lot of forums, Tom. A lot of foreign people. Forum Horde scream ship interiors forever. There's always some new thread about ship interiors. Giving FDev, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. I don't even get involved with those. Actually, I tell people, why do you want ship interiors? And then they vomit on me. Why do you want ship interiors? What the hell does it matter? I'm like you. Okay, they just want to go in the ship and start flying. But there are people who says, oh, you know, in Star Citizen they have ship interiors. This you have ship interiors, and Elite you have no ship interiors. Okay, well, whatever. So I'm neutral on this. I can do with it or I can do without. But it's the reason I say this to Alec Mosing, I can't pronounce the rest of it. Alec says no ship interiors. I think there will be. Why have a hatch? And then the blue circle in the middle, and when you go inside, why? When the double doors are right there on the left, as soon as you enter the ship. So that the cockpit is going to be directly on the left as soon as you come up the ramp. Okay? I would prefer ship interiors to anything they add in Odyssey. I want everything they add in Odyssey too, dude. And ship interiors. So I want everything. I want more. Because they've avoided doing anything to this game for a very long time. Interiors do add an immersion, but there are trade-offs for some people don't consider. Okay. Yeah, I understand. You know, just take a little note from Starfield. In Starfield, you can go directly to your cockpit once you enter. Like the door will say, enter the cockpit, right? Maybe they have that option. Maybe they'll add that. Okay? So, you can bypass the hatch, you can bypass going through doors, you can bypass sitting down in a chair. Maybe they'll have that option that you can just go directly and sit down in a chair. But in Starfield they have that in some cases. Because you're on the planet, you go to the door and it says go directly to the cockpit, and you end up in the chair. You could have both. Exactly. So in Starfield they did that. It's just an extra button. It's not like a big fucking deal. It's just an extra button. All you have to do is press the button and you're directly in the chair. I honestly would prefer quicker loading between on foot and ship or SRV. If this is a way they make that happen, I doubt that. What's going on, Pazuzu? Welcome, Ogre B. Welcome, Germany. I am doing the community goal, and after this I'm gonna go to a friend's system and dump the rest of the cargo at his construction. So that's gonna be unexciting for you guys because it's colonization. But for me, it's always a pleasure to do colonization. Now, here's something you guys are not considering, and this is why I'm so fucking excited. Okay? I'm sorry, my queen from Galnet, but I cannot curb my tongue. Here is why I'm so excited. Because we saw a cloud hanging over the valley below. On no planet that I've ever been on have I seen a cloud like that. And it was a pretty big valley. Now, this is an assumption. If they open up those worlds that we can land on, like the heavy metal content worlds that have lakes and rivers and whatever on, does that mean does that mean that we can colonize those worlds? That we can colonize those worlds. In other words, we can put stuff on it. So I have plenty of those worlds. You guys know, plenty of those worlds. Now, one thing we haven't talked about, some of those worlds are volcanic worlds. They're volcanic. Okay? Okay, Alec, I don't go to extremes. They did that for a reason. They put that in. Somebody approved that picture and put it online for a reason. It's not just artist concept paper. No, it doesn't happen like that. Not in Elite. They do things for a reason. They show us things like that for a reason. Okay? They just don't. Okay, whatever the artist. Why didn't he put pretty fucking pink balloons and shit in the picture, right? Why don't he put flying elephants in the picture? Artist concept, artist rendition, right? No, they specifically approved that picture that way, okay, and they put it up for a reason. So I'm excited to see that, actually. I really am. If we get access to these worlds, there are a lot of systems that have them locked off. You can't land on them. They have water bodies on them. It'll be the first step to us having Earth-like world capabilities. It will be another step. The next one will be water worlds if we can do that, and the one after that will be Earth-like worlds. So my thought is that we're going to be able to do that. We'll be able to land on those planetary bodies that are locked off for us. We can't land on them right now. So I think that's what it is. Yeah, polymers. The current CG is aluminum polymers and semiconductors to the dock, and it's 8 times price multiplier, which is a good thing. It's fantastic.
Lighting gear deployed.
Well, I do fine in my small ship, dude. I just get either an adder or my Mach 5 and I coast above the surface. Like, you guys see me fly my ship. I coast above the surface. I can land anywhere with my ship, so I don't really need the Nomad. I don't really need it. The Nomad is a Caspian fixer. It fixes the problems of the Caspian, because the Caspian can't land in those locations. So, and it fixed the problems with the SRV, because you can't do the limpets anymore. You can't pick up the materials anymore with limpets. So, and the SRV, doing that with the SRV sucks. Holy crap, does it suck? It just sucks. It really does. I hate it. No, there's no pre-engineered rewards, unfortunately. It's just some paint jobs and some money. But I'm just being supportive right now because why not? Why not? They do good. Sometimes they do good work. So I want to support FDev as much as I can in those times. But anyway, these paint jobs you're not going to find anywhere else. So you're not going to find them in the store. It's best to get it. I do wish they gave us some kind, even if they gave us corrosion resistant cargo racks, just something. It would have been better than that would have been cool to get something. But you know, all these are speculations. Landing on a planet, any new planet, that would be great, but we don't know what's going to happen, right? We just don't know. CG is kind of connected to the upcoming operations failure feature. Yeah, it is. Galnet says, well, if we don't even get tier 1, we got tier 1 already, but if we don't get tier 1, they might not be in operations. I'm like, if that happens, there'll be a mutiny. People are going to quit.
3, 2, 1.
If had the resources to create the Nomad release in 30th, why would it necessary delay operations for 6 months? Operations. Okay. That was a very good reason. That's a very good question, Tom. Because here's operations. It's not just the missions. It's not just the missions. It's not the missions. It's not just the ship, but it might be also the atmosphere worlds. We might get new biology. We don't know. Okay, so maybe they had to figure out how to play this with all these aspects, all these facets, and they're gonna dump a massive upgrade to Elite on the 30th. If that's the case, and I believe it's so, because 2 ships, operations, the first possible ship interior, we can land on water-logged planets. That would be a big freaking deal. That would be a big deal. And it might come... Here's the word I'm going to use, DLC. It might be free to us who own Elite now, but they might make it paid to those who are purchasing Elite in the future. Okay? That's my thought. That it might be a DLC, a paid DLC. Not for us. For us, it'll be free, but for them. Okay. OGBC is my guess that the current devs are good at making assets, but not so good programmers. Also, they might have problems with their netcode. Yeah, that's also a problem. That grouping people together might be a problem. Water plants, BJ. Thank you for coming, Benjamin. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I'm just... The first thing I saw was that cloud, man. You don't... I've never seen a cloud that massive hanging over the valley and kind of skimming over the edges of the cliff. Okay, so I've never seen a cloud that thick, and usually you have that over water, right? Fog. You guys should know. You guys from England should know about fog. But that's my thought. If we have water world, poof, man, that'd be awesome. But it might be a massive DLC, free to us, paid to those who don't have Elite or Odyssey. Okay, so they might make it in the future. Anybody new might have to pick up operations as a DLC. That's what I'm thinking. That's why it's like, okay, you got 2 ships, you got and I hope I'm wrong. You got 2 ships, you got operations, you might have water worlds, you have first ship interior. That's a big upgrade. And they're gonna make an upgrade to the lighting. They made an upgrade to the sound. They made an upgrade to the AI, right? I could see FDev making the base game free in the future and just charge the DLC packs. No, they're not. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do it. It's already free. $10. Nobody has $10. When it's on sale, it's $10. The last November, it was like fucking $4. I mean, that's almost free. Elite is probably becoming a premium game in the future. Yeah, that could be a possibility. I don't know. We'll see. But the more additions they add to the game, like No Man's Sky did a lot of work on No Man's Sky. So Hello Games did a lot of work on No Man's Sky. So okay, so how many do I have? So let me just check. I think I did 3. I can't even... I've been talking to you guys and I haven't been paying attention. Just like I'm letting my autonomic system kind of fly the ship. Okay, so this is my third haul. Okay. I'm excited about this month, so. But any new ship for me is like new content. I really don't know what to do with the I can't fly the Kestrel. I really can't. Maybe I need to get controllers or something. Can you imagine if Elite was instead owned by Hello Games? That amount of attention and development. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you, Hawk. I do agree. Or they got $1 billion in funding. Like Star Citizen. $1 billion. Can you imagine that?
Ship is disengaged from landing pad. Your way is cleared for departure.
Yeah. I think this will all change soon. I think they're gonna get good attention. I think the CEO is setting the company in the right direction, not like Zooboy, the guy who ran the company before that. It's a shame I'm not into the more arcade style game. I've played a bit, but I'm just not more. Yeah, that was the thing about No Man's Sky. Just you've seen one universe, you've seen one galaxy, you've seen them all. They have like 289 galaxies. And you say it's uninhabited system, but you find the life forms there, like those little turtle guys and the little lizard guys, whatever they are.
Safe travels, Commander.
Anyway, you can name planets in that, right? You can name planets in that game. That's a good thing. Okay, where am I going? I'm going back to my ship. Okay. Starting to lose my train of thought. But there's a lot in the pictures that we saw, dude. So there's a lot of information. I don't want to speculate on water worlds or anything like that. Maybe the artist, was trying to show that the valley is really far away and we can't see it. It's blurred out. But usually you can see with clarity, you can see the mountains and the valleys and all that when you're on the world. Do you hear that naming planets would mean more cash? Yeah, it would be a lot more cash. Naming planets, naming systems, right? A lot more cash. Not just settlements and things. The one thing that I really I'm hung up on colonization is ownership. Ownership. You want people to stay in the game, you got to give them ownership. Because once you give them ownership, they'll be guarding those things like it's their own. Okay? You got to give them ownership. It's ridiculous that we don't have ownership in this game. Okay, at least bring back the factions so that we can make our squadron our faction again. I don't have a minor faction that I can push like the Dukes of Myken. The Mercs have the Dukes of Myken, right? I don't have a faction, so I can't push any faction. I'm pushing the Dukes. I'm allied with the Dukes, but I don't want to be allied with the Dukes. It's not my minor faction. Yeah, I'm waiting really, 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 like anxiously waiting for player factions again. To give us ownership, at least if they can't put in ownership in the game, that we can have a governor palace, or we can own a planet, we can buy a planet, it's ours, or we can buy a system, it's ours. Instead of a $5 billion for a fleet carrier, I pay $5 billion for a system. It's all mine, and I get proceeds coming from that system. But we don't have that. Okay. Yeah, I want my own squad, my own faction, dude. I want my own faction. Okay? My own faction again. They gotta fix the BGS too. It's like, it's ridiculous. They gotta stop nerfing shit. Like, they gotta take that minus 35% away in power play. There's no sense in doing it. Nobody wants to do. No one. I don't want to do power play if I'm going to do some kind of activity and you nerf the 35%. You nerf it. Stop nerfing things. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Anyway. Just, there's no ownership. It really is a problem. It really is a problem. No ownership. We don't even have a, and I keep saying it every stream. We don't have an apartment. We don't have an apartment. We have a massive station that we just built with our own money, $35 to buy a dodeck. And I don't have an apartment in this dodeck. I don't have a personalized hangar. I can hang up all my chrome-plated ships, and I can walk through and salivate at all my ships. I don't have that. Nothing. Okay? I don't even have an office that says, in the new facility, I don't have an office that says architect. You know, a door that I can walk in, it's my office. And maybe I have a cot, I can sleep there. No, and we just get this stupid freaking credits that are useless. Because the credits we get, what? Seriously, dude. For all the work we did in colonization, we get the stupidest reward. Credits. It's mind-boggling. It really is. Okay. So that leaves 12,959 aluminum and steel for my friend's station that he's building.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
I'm capped out at 4.2. I've built more stuff on my tune, but it can't go any higher. It doesn't go any higher. I don't get any more. 4,000,002 is what I'm at. I went over 5 million once, and then after that it was just 4,000,002. I can't get more than that. Right, exactly. I mean, it's not even it's our systems. We can't buy the goddamn system. We can't buy it. We can't. It's ridiculous. I don't know how many times I've said this, and I put on the forums and suggestions. People need ownership. They need to own things. In a fucking video game, they need to own things. I said, just start with changing names. Changing the names of the systems. Start with that. You know? But, you know, it's not my company. You know, they want to make money, but they don't want to make money. It's like it's like we want to make money, but we want to make money other ways, not through Elite. You know. Hog says, I was able to get a system in the bubble near Seoul, and some dick player faction that controlled all the area came and kicked my faction from my own system. Yeah. But you're the architect. Wow, that means that you're the janitor. You know, the architect is really the janitor. It's like a janitor. You don't own anything. So they got a lot to do. They got to fix colonization, because colonization is still.
Frameshift drive charging.
You disbanded all the Good for you. That's what I would have done. Just delete everything. That'd be great.
4, 3, 2.
Oh my god. Yeah, what's the point? Actually, if you're the owner and the governors of the whole system, then you wouldn't be working for them. They could be the power structure, but you're like the king, and you're getting bounty off of the whole system. So that's what ownership means. Like, I wouldn't care who's running my system as long as I get paid. You know what I'm saying? So I have a large system. Every planet in that system is mine. The whole system is mine. I'm the governor of that system. I'm the owner of that system because I claimed it first. Okay, then it doesn't matter who the fuck owns it. Give me my money. Yeah. Give me my money. Right? Some guy tried to bring in anarchy faction in my system, but I got rid of them fast. Like, they started taking over my like very quickly. They took over my initial the initial construction plus the military installations. I'm like, what the hell, man? They specifically took over those locations. So I just beefed up the security and they couldn't take it over. I beefed up the security. You know? So that's the case. But I have to go. Holding from system COL. Current initial build is COL 285 sector ERV D265. Okay. Wonderful. Let me land and then I'll set a course for the fleet carrier, so we don't have to wait long.
Northern Peterson, Sierra, India, Romeo. Please follow docking procedures, Commander, and enjoy your stay.
Yeah, people have been saying, why don't you join the partner program? Because I have to be on Twitch, and I fucking hate Twitch. It's become you know, all the girlies go on there and fucking make videos and shit. It's not really a gaming platform anymore. It's going to become, you know, OnlyFans. Twitch is going to become OnlyFans. Only Twitch. So I was thinking get on Kick, but at this present time, it's I got YouTube and OBS working pretty well, somewhat. Sometimes it disconnects, but
Landing gear deployed.
being on Twitch, only Twitch, yeah, they don't want you to just be on YouTube. They want you to be on Twitch also. So I don't like Twitch. I got an account. I did stream. At first I streamed on Twitch and YouTube, but it was like work trying to make both work. You know, it's like, it's a lot of work. You know, and there's no this is free work. It's like I'm donating my time. Pro bono, let's say. Okay. Well, okay, so my mission boards, they probably won't have the latest one. I put it in 5280. It has it. There it goes. All right. Good. Let's go back and go to our system that we need to go to. Let's see. This is Kick's system. COL 285.
Landing gear retracted.
Detachment confirmed. Your way
COL 285. Sector ERV D2-65. Oh, it's not too far away. Set destination. Okay. So I got my stuff done. I got my community code done on this account. That's only 2 accounts. Only 2. So I have a ways to go before I finish what I need to finish. But I was doing a lot more other things today.
fire zone. Safe travels, Commander.
I was doing a lot of other things today, so besides that, I was exploring this morning, kind of getting an idea
Drive charging.
of where to go next. I was doing,
3, 2,
I did some
engage.
colonization in the one system to get that started. You saw yesterday I claimed that Dodec. I put the Dodec down on the system in front of a water world. So I'm going to wait till Thursday, see what happens with that one. Okay, so I'm going back to my fleet carrier. Hoorah.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm pretty excited about this, guys. I really am. I'm pretty excited about this month. This month is good. It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas in June. That'll be nice.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I wonder what the next ship is gonna be. Maybe a small fighter. But we already got that in the Kestrel. A large fighter. Because they officially call the Caspian an explorer, even though I made it into a fighting ship. So, what do you think? What kind of ship do you think is gonna come out this month? Another one. I mean, we got one vessel. Could we get another one like this for the T11? Another vessel like this. Or I really would love an Anaconda Mach 2. I really would. That would make me very happy. That would make this month a killer month for them. It would be a killer month if they add something like that to this game. An Anaconda Mach 2. It would be a killer month. But who knows? If they are gonna do ship interiors, here's my line of thinking. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. If they're gonna do that, they might do another one. Maybe just a little, like a Sidewinder Mach 2, like small ship that they can do ship interiors in, and add a little more. So not just one, but maybe 2. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they can do a boat that we can actually go over water with, since we did see some water, right? We would actually land on water. That's why I think those things on the Nomad They look like jet skis, man. They don't look like helicopter skids to me. I don't know what you guys think, but they just don't look like that to me.
Remain aware of other ships in your vicinity. Attention, this carrier has scheduled a hyperspace jump. Please conclude any remaining business in this system prior to departure.
Yeah.
Docking request accepted. Maintain an appropriate speed during approach. Request accepted.
If I was you, my suggestion would be is start searching, start doing some explorations, and making favorites of high metal content worlds that have liquid bodies, even ice, even
Landing
like
gear deployed.
ice caps that are not landable. They have a thick atmosphere. They have water body on the surface, but they're not landable. Just make some favorites, explore them, and just get some favorites out there. So, if you do have a very very good system that you can go and colonize, then you'll have it. You'll already have it done. You'll beat the rush. Because this is gonna be June 30th is gonna be like Black Friday. My opinion. You thinking about pontoons? Yeah, they're skids, but we don't know if they actually can be pontoons, if they can actually float. You don't know. We don't know if they actually become pontoons. They're too big to be. They're like skis, dude. It's like, you ever see a water ski? It's like that. It's like two water skis. They're not skids. They're not like helicopter skids. It's not like something that you put on a helicopter unless you're landing on water or ice, so you can float on it. And then the thing is, they're really inconvenient. They're long across the whole body of the ship. That doesn't make landing on mountainous areas very accessible. Think about it. I mean, you got rocky, unstable, uneven, mountainous area, and you're gonna land with those skids on it. Okay, so it just makes it makes it a little bit difficult landing on mountainous areas. I don't know if there's a different version of it. Maybe you don't get skids in another version, but those aren't made to. They're gonna make it inconvenient to land on mountains too. I mean, right now, for instance, just to give you an example, the Mach 5 I can land pretty well in mountains, but it still has difficulty because of the wide spread of the landing gear. The spread is wide. It's triangular also, right? It's a tripod. But my adder, being that the profile is smaller on the landing gear, it's narrower. I can land better with the adder than I can with the Mach 5 in the mountains. Okay, they're big and wide. Stability to be able to land at an angle. Current landing gear can adjust their angle. Skids are fixed. Yeah. So let's see how they land in mountains. I don't know. The actual landing gears, it's more landing gear than I would expect for something that can land in mountains. But skidding across water or landing on water, I could see it. I could see it happening. I could see it. You know, I could see that. You know, they're like jet skis. They look like jet skis. That's the first thing I thought about when I saw that. I was like, that's massive. Look at the size. They're massive. Put that jet ski next to the person. I mean, it's as wide as the body of the Explorer. That's how wide it is. It's pretty wide. It's not helicopter skids. It's jet skis. So that's my thought. That's my thought. You know, I don't know if they're. Again, I think that they're going to be used for something else. Well, maybe that's what they've been working on, Pazuzu. Maybe that's why the 6-month delay. Okay. Maybe that's what they've been working on. Because I think they already have the missions. They already have the missions down. Because we already been playing those missions on and off the whole year, right? You do settlement raids. Okay, all you have to do is change the structures that you're fighting in. Okay. We already have ship interiors in a sense with the fleet carrier. So I think those things were done a while ago. And they were ready in December, but the other stuff's not ready. I want someone to explain how Commander in the first release picture managed to fit under the Nomad. He's not, dude. He's coming on the side. He's coming on the side door. Tom, there's a side door. There's a ramp and the hatch opens upwards. That's why we had that piece that hangs in the right-hand corner. You didn't see it? You didn't see the picture? That's what I was trying to show people. I was trying to show people that picture, and I even got like 4 thumbs down on the damn video. Because people think I'm stupid. Look where the thrusters are in the picture. He's under it. No. Listen, Tom. Look at the photos, look at the photos, dude. Look at the photos. Where is this? Hold on a second. Let me see if I have. Here it is. Here it is. Wait. Screenshot. Yeah, that's it. Here it is. Okay. Relax your mind for a second. Relax your mind. Okay? Here we go. Since we have like, how long do we have before the fleet carrier jumps? 3 minutes. Okay, check this out, dude. Okay? There's the original picture. Okay? Let me edit so it can become bigger. Okay, there's the original picture. What's this? What's this here? This is not part of the body, and it's not in any other picture. Okay? And he's coming somehow here, right? So this looks like a hatch. It's in between in the cells. But in the other pictures, you don't have this. You don't have this thing here. It's not nowhere. Nowhere. Okay? Okay. Let's look at something, because now I just saw something else. You see, it's good that I looked at the original picture. Hold on a second. Okay. Stellar Fair says it's perspective. Nomad is the foreground. Okay. Look off in the distance. Here's why I had the idea of water. Here's some kind of shoreline. Okay, and here is kind of like a delta. But look up here. What's this? Okay? And everything is covered in cloud. Everything. Everything. Everything is covered in cloud. Everywhere. Okay? Erase already. Come on. Okay. Why don't they erase? Shit. Okay, never mind. So anyway, I mean, it could just be different type of ground, but this is a lot of cloud. A lot of cloud. And that's a hatch. He's coming from the side of the ship, the left side of the ship. Okay? He's coming from the left side of the ship. Pazuzu says the thing on top of the picture is the bottom of the canopy.
Hyperspace travel is imminent.
Bottom of the canopy? No, dude, it's between the nacelles. How's the canopy gonna be on the side? It's on the left side. The nacelles on the left side, and then there's a hatch that opens from the left side. How's that the canopy? The canopy is gonna have a window on it. That has no window. Maybe it's just artistic choice. Okay, again with the artistic choice. FDev never does that, dude. Okay? They never do that. Artistic choice. Okay. Why don't you put pink elephants in the picture? That's artistic choice. I want to see pink elephants. That's not artistic choice. If the hinges you point out is a door, then the picture with stairs would need to get in. I pointed that out in another picture. There's two parts to the left door. There's like a bottom black part. Let me see if I have that. The bottom black part. Okay. And the 3. Where's the 3A? Okay. Here's the 3A. Right. Okay. It looks like two parts. Hold on a second. Hold on. You got me riled up here. Nomad 3A. Okay. Here we go. Okay. This is the hatch. Okay, that's the hatch. You see the hatch. Okay? There's the hatch. Very good artist rendering of the hatch, right? Look at the hinges. You see the hinges up here? That you see in the first picture. And this is a two-parter. You see this 1 and 2. So this would come down and be a ramp, and this would go up. Okay? Now, in this picture, notice what I said about the things in the front. You see the hinge? You see the hinge there? And you can see, on this side, you can see through this, whatever this thing is. Okay? But I don't think the canopy is going to open up. I don't think it's going to open up. So don't get your hopes up on that one. Okay. Let's just move on. Alright. So that's my thought on that. Water would mean atmospheric planets. Well, we already have Hawk. We already have atmospheric planets. You notice the haze sometimes of these atmospheric planets, right? We already land on atmospheric planets. Alright, let me go back because you guys are talking and nobody is reading what you're saying. I want someone to explain how the commander at first okay, that's I already said that. Look where the thrusters are in the picture. He's under it. He's in between the thrusters at a distance from the ship, so he's gonna look smaller. It's perspective. Nomad is foreground. Okay, whatever. The thing on top of the picture is the bottom of the canopy. No, that's not a canopy. Maybe it's just artist choice. Okay. If the hinges you pointed is a door, then a picture with stairs would be needed to get in. I already showed you that. I think it opens, the thing opens up top and bottom. The fog. Yeah, Stellafare. FDev would have never let the artist do whatever the fuck they want. Even put a pink elephant in that picture. Okay? Because everybody on the forums would have gone fucking ape shit. FDev would have never done that. So for them to intentionally leave fog in the picture is a sign that there's something to come. Okay? It can't be a lot of dev work to do an interior. And that's what I said, Benjamin, because basically they're going to start with something small, ship interiors. They're going to see how the population likes it or dislikes it. They're going to see if it works and what bugs they have. And then after that, they might add other things. Okay? I think water will be a huge stretch. I ran it in Grok and ChatGPT, and they said 70% chance that that's water. I said, look at the artist rendition, take away the person and the trees, and tell me what that is. And it says, it's fog. And I said, what's the chance of there be water underneath the fog? 70% chance. So you guys know more than the Grok does. Okay? Don't get me wrong, I explore more than 100 systems, 3 days, and land on a dozen planets. I would like to see some atmosphere too, bro. I'm talking about the fog. Yeah, me too. Me too. I think there is fog. I think that is fog. They would have never let that in the picture if they didn't want people to see that. You get my point? All right? They could put pink elephants. Okay? They could put flying cars. They could put Raxla in the picture. People, they want us to see fog. They want us to see fog. And even the guy is looking down at the fog. Look at his helmet. He's looking down at the valley. I just don't see it happening yet. I do see it. I mean, real atmospheric plants, water, animals, wind. Yeah, maybe not that far, Hawk. Maybe just water-logged planets. Okay, or ice-logged planets. Brother, I'm with you. Possible the door would look clearance on the bottom. Man, it could fit under it. Okay, let's see. Okay. I will come back after 30th June. Smiley face. Why don't you come back now? Because that might be a DLC that might cost us money. Okay, that's a problem. I think if it's this much stuff, and they're making it, dude. They fixed the sound. They're fixing the lighting. They fixed the AI with the NPC, and now if they drop all this, and it's my opinion, if they drop atmospheric, also the water planets, it's gonna be a DLC. Paid to non-players, free to us. You know, so it's a thought. So maybe they drop this and it works and it's better, so this way they can take the negativity off of Odyssey. Because this is not Odyssey. The operations is something different, right? It's like grouping. Then the worlds. Exactly, it'd be like a not water planet DLC, maybe like just landing on. Well, how about landing on the worlds that are volcanic? How about that? You guys didn't think about that. I was thinking about that all day yesterday. I literally got so goddamn excited I couldn't go to sleep. Okay, sorry, my queen of Galnet, but I just can't keep my mouth shut. I am a profane SOB. So I actually think that we may be able to land on those planets too. If they do this, that would be crazy, dude. That would be crazy. Maybe that's why they needed all this time. 6 more months. Because the new CEO came in and says, fuck that, I don't want to just do this. I want a DLC. I want to make more money. How do we get them to get more money? We can land on these worlds. We can have water planets. Okay, so then you know, they said, okay, cancel the upgrade in December. Let's try April, and then April came along. We still need work. Then say, okay, June 30th, everything comes out, new DLC. Okay. What about this? Maybe the planet we see in the picture is Raxla. No, that's not Raxla, dude. It's not Raxla. Trust me, it's not Raxla. Take my money, give me more content, any plan. I did everything in 337 hours. Dude, I've been playing 17,000 hours, dude. 17,000 hours. That's why I can give people opinions like this, because I've seen so many systems, so many planets. I've been, okay, I haven't been to Beagle Points, but I've been on at least half the galaxy. And I'm just very optimistic about this month. Very optimistic. Very, very optimistic. This ship might solve a lot of problems, like picking up the materials, the mats off the brain trees and all that off the surface. That might solve a lot of problems. Okay, but if it actually does what I think it's gonna do, it's gonna quiet the forums down a little bit, because everybody's batshit crazy on the forums for ship interiors. Come back sooner. Well, you're welcome to the game anytime. Buy yourself a Caspian and come down to the bubble in an hour's time.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
I would have a new level of respect for FDev if that was Raxla and everyone would focus on. Oh man. That's not Raxla. Definitely not Raxla. Where is it? Steel, titanium, and aluminum. Oh, you put the wrong number. I got more on the aluminum than needed. Okay, so I need to bring this ship close by. Just a little trick, guys. I'm going to show you guys a trick when it comes to colonization. If you want to make your unloading a lot better, okay? I'm in the navigation for the fleet carrier, right? I just clicked on a colonization ship. Set carrier destination. It will land right next to the actual colonization ship. So this way you can unload and load very easily. It's definitely Raxla, you heretic non-believer. Oh god. That's funny. Raxla's inside the water.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay. It's going to be an exciting month. That's all I can say. I'll be very happy to see the changes. If they're making all these changes at once. And with all these changes that they bid, I mean, like when you go and see a house you're going to buy, right? What did the owner do? Did they leave the fucking clothes everywhere and leave it dirty and leave dishes in the sink and all that? No, they cleaned up the house. They brought in some kind of interior decorator to spiff it up and make it nice. Okay. And then they put it up for sale. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that FDev is selling Elite, but if they want to sell a DLC, they made some changes. The sound, the lighting, the NPCs, the combat, the ground combat, because they want to sell everything together, right? So they did too many changes in my mindset, the way I think, and I'm thinking like a business owner. They did too many changes to just be, okay, here's a free upgrade. Okay? Here's a free upgrade. Take it. Take it or leave it. So that's my thought. We might get it free, and then it'll be paid for anybody new coming into the game. You know, it'll be paid for anybody new coming. You know, that's my thought, because I just see too many changes happening, right? Too many changes for it just to be okay. They want to make the game better for who? For the current players. Well, I think there's more to that. I think there's more to that.
A hyperspace jump. Please conclude any remaining business in this system prior to departure. Docking request accepted. A landing pad has been assigned to you, Commander. Request accepted.
But to have that will be a next step to having water world, having... I want to see volcanic worlds, dude. You raise a good point. Players don't really need a roadmap. They need to hear what the new vision is for CEO Elite Dangerous today and in the future. Yeah. The CEO wants to make money. They're going to look at her through a magnifying glass, because she's never been a CEO before, and she wants to do a good job, because if she moves on from here, if she moves on from this company to a different company, right, then she has the experience. So what she has to do is grow everything. She has to grow every aspect of this game. Of the dinosaur game. Okay, so it would be a sin for them to launch a new game, the roller coaster, whatever the hell it was, and not to have a DLC or something new in this game, in Elite. Okay? And to tell you the truth, the demographics in Elite are a lot better than any other game, because people with money play Elite. Okay? Everyone I know has a job. Everyone that plays Elite that I know that has a job. And they have money. They can spend that money. Right? Instead of spending $100 on beer, they spend $100 for arcs. So I really do believe that the CEO wants to do a superb job, so she can, you know, she's kind of in probationary period right now. They're looking at her through a magnifying glass. So if she doesn't do a good job, okay, she doesn't raise the sales, doesn't do whatever. That's why June 30th. They're going to announce it. They're going to do some kind of announcement before that. Pre-sales. If it's a DLC, they're going to have pre-sale thing. I don't know. Let's see. I could be wrong, which will be good if I'm wrong. Because I want the game and any new content to be free for everyone. But it'll be good if they do that. It'll be good for the game, right? It'll be good for the game. The new CG is all paint jobs and money, dude. Hawk, just paint jobs and money. One for the T8 and one for the Clipper. So, you know, it's not a big deal. The reward is not a big deal, but we should do the CG, because it could be like, you know, it could be like the Trailblazer ships. if we don't bring enough materials, they might be very few of those ships that they come out with, the frontline ships. So yeah, I know it's not exciting. It's not very exciting. The community goal is not exciting at all. So, but there are people contributing. Right now, there's 8,937 contributors. We're already at 20% of the goal. We still got a week and 4 days to go, so that's not bad. But we should, if we want to see new CGs, here's my point to this: if we want to see new CGs, we need to contribute. And all you need to do is take 1 ton of whatever, aluminum, whatever it is, and just bring it over. That's it. 1 ton. That'll be the biggest price that anybody's gonna pay for aluminum. Since aluminum is only 2,000, what is it, 2,500? 1 ton gives you, just delivering 1 ton gives you 30 million. What's the markup on that? Shit. How much is that ton of aluminum? 30 million. Oh shit. That's a lot. If you don't deliver enough virtual resources, we won't be able to make enough virtual ships. That's basically what they said. Yeah, yeah, I want a cargo rack that's 7. I want a 7 cargo rack. I think that would bring up the contributors to about 50-something thousand or more for a type 7 class 7 cargo rack. Okay. I am in Cavalry's Pride. That's a navigation ship. Okay, is this 6 minutes away? I'm not gonna make it. Might as well wait. Why not size 8 as well? Well, if they did size 8 and size 7, you might see like a stampede for that CG, man. The CG will be over in 2 days. Alright, so let's go to this location. It's not that far away. It's right here. Wait for the ship. Because I won't make it enough time. They'll lock me out. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are coming in here. We're having a good conversation, man. There's a lot of ideas coming across. I don't want my ideas to be the only ones. But, you know, I have a lot of free time nowadays because of certain problems in my life. So, they should change the name from engineering cargo racks to unobtainium. We should have an obtainium in this game. Why not? Why not? We should be able to craft stuff with the things that we have in this game. Have a crafting system. And just, they need to re-engineer the engineers. They really need to re-engineer the engineers. Oh, it's too much. But a lot of good ideas out there. And my darling from Galnet, you know, I wish she can bring those points up that we just talked about now. I know they're watching. For today, yesterday, because I left a comment in her comments. I realize that they do watch our stuff, and they do get the word they do get the word out to FDev. So when you guys actually contribute in live chat and I repeat it and we go over it, they actually listen. They listen to our stuff. FDev, better hurry up. I hear Star Citizen will release it under release under 10 years. Dude, I think I'll be 85. I'll have grandchildren on my knee, and my grandchildren will say, Grandpa, I'm gonna go play Star Citizen now. What? The actual game is out? I said, no, the alpha. I bought a ship in Star Citizen. That's what's gonna happen. That game will never come out, dude. 2 full systems available, huh? What a wonderful game. How many systems do we have? Shit. How many systems do we have, man? And how many colonized systems? They need to update the colonized systems. I'm really interested in finding out. Because the Mercs of Myken, they're actually back in the game. They're doing a Sagway. I was gonna join that. Maybe give them a couple of fleet carriers and join the race. As they say, race to Colonia. Like race, what race? Race to Colonia. But I was gonna join them and do some hauling. Because you can do a T1 pretty fast. You can do a T1 pretty fast. So literally I can load a whole fleet carrier. Like today I did the whole fleet carrier. 5,000 tons for myself, and the rest was for Sin there for kicks. But I think it took like 2 hours using the escape pod method. But I can load 3 fleet carriers, line them up, right? Then send them out one by one. Okay? And I can dual box, and I can unload the fleet carrier in less than less than an hour. I think I did it under an hour. The last time I unloaded a fleet carrier. But I have little tricks. Like you saw the way I put the fleet carrier right next to the colonization ship. So this way it could land right there, and I could be really close. So, yep. I wish FDev got $1 billion to actually upgrade like that. Oh my god. Imagine what they would do to this game if they got $1 billion in funding for the game. Elon buys FDev. They say, okay, $1 billion goes into this game. Holy crap. Can you imagine what they can do? $1 billion. They'll hire like 400 coders. Who the hell knows? 17 seconds. What the hell is it? Okay, here comes.
Warning, Captain Class signature detected.
Carrier job successful. Telemetry checks in progress.
Cool. Cool. I might do some combat tomorrow. I'm getting antsy for ground combat. I'm starting to really like the AR-50. I really am.
Welcome, Commander. Docking permission will be granted following a successful...
There's a sweet spot. Like up close, I could load a whole clip into the NPC, and it will take forever to die. Too far away, They're not gonna get hit. But it's just like there's a sweet spot. I found a sweet spot, and that sweet spot gets them pretty good.
Landing gear deployed.
I think the oppressor had the same problem, but it's closer. The sweet spot's closer. And I really like the oppressor. I like the noise it made. But it's a dud. Planets, yeah, dinosaurs on planets would be cool. They're never gonna do that because they probably got an agreement with Universal to only have dinosaurs in their game.
Engines shutting down. Your ship
You know,
has
Jurassic shit world.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Landing gear retracted.
Okay, so the reason I brought my fleet carrier closer because here's the colonization ship. That's how close it is. So don't forget, you just place, you click the colonization ship, and that's where you want the actual fleet carrier to go to, and it'll send it right next to the colonization ship. So this way, it's easily transportable. The distance is close. No, what am I doing? Okay. You know, I'd be happy if we had worms on planets, not dinosaurs. I'd be happy if I see a fly or a mosquito on a planet. Oh, look, a mosquito. Shoot it down. That's what I want. I want to shoot down some worms and some mosquitoes. They could start with insects, you know, because that's the progression. Plants first and insects, then larger life forms. So we can have insects next. Got a goddamn large mosquito. It's the size of a 747. Shoot it down. Use the missile launcher. I'm out of ammo. Oh shit. Shai Halud, yeah. Shai Halud in space. in the air. Mosquitoes.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Docking successful. Engines
Okay.
disengaged.
It's 12059, not 12959. I have 900 extra tons of aluminum. That's okay. Now we can start moving fast. Hawk says Braden did mention going to planets and hunt exotic animals as one of the things he imagined for Elite Dangerous during the initial development. Yeah, Braden imagined a lot of things. I think he saw aliens using his roller coasters. But the direction they went, what Zooboy took him to, the direction they went was zoos and animals and Jurassic Park crap.
Charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah. Right now, it doesn't take much to actually fix the worlds they got. They just put some kind of insects, little gnats and shit flying around. You know? Because that would be the next progression. It would be insects.
Welcome, Commander. I hope you are in good health.
You know, hunting dinosaurs would be a thing. You know, we could take the squadron out and Hunt for dinosaurs. Hunt mosquitoes the size of 747s. Use missile launchers to shoot them down.
Landing gear deployed.
That'd be awesome. What is that? It's an alien spacecraft. No, it's a fucking mosquito. Shoot it down. Shoot it down. Ride a dragonfly. That'd be nice. Get on a dragon. Capture the dragonfly. Let's fly. Let's go. You know, dragonflies eat mosquitoes, right? Dragonflies love to eat mosquitoes. Dragonflies are our friends. Okay, I'm done with the steel. So I gave you about 5,000 steel kicks. And I'm doing the aluminum. So there'll be no need for aluminum.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
And
Landing gear retracted.
no need for aluminum.
Release. The launch underway.
That'll be a good thing. That'll get you closer, buddy. Closer to finishing. See, I love when the actual colonization ship is close. And it's on the same side, not a different side of the planet. So remember, just click the colonization ship and then make the move to make the fleet carrier come here. Very nice. Very, very nice. I took a nap this afternoon. I took a nap in the morning, and I took a nap in the afternoon. I woke up at 5:30, and I was like, maybe I should stream, but I didn't stream. And then 5:30 in Shanghai time, so it'll be like 5:30 Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So, but I didn't stream. I just went back to sleep. I had a bite of this Danish that I bought, which I love Danishes. I love strudel. And then I went back to sleep. I gotta actually publicize the bridge, man. There is so much territory, so much cheddar. So many planets to be grabbed off the bridge. And there was a reason I did it that way. I did it horizontally instead of going vertical like two roads that they went one way, one the other. I just crossed in the middle because there's a lot of planets uncommon, and there's a lot of people that actually started moving there. Like they're grabbing the Earth-like worlds. You want to grab an Earth-like world because it's gonna give you population, right? So.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Okay, so steel is
Message.
14 399 because somebody's gonna have to do the rest. 11660. I just have to bring the aluminum now. What's the message? Okay.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released.
All right, wonderful.
Engaged.
I mean, it'd be great to have dinosaurs and shoot them down, man. Wouldn't it? But I think we're gonna have worms and mosquitoes and gnats and stuff like that. Because that's the natural progression, right? Insects came first, that way, the other direction. Insects came first. Creepy crawlies. Creepy crawlies. Come on.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So if you came in the stream late, I basically did the CG. I actually did 4 loads of aluminum. You can do the CG with just 1 ton. You don't need to go crazy. So if you don't feel like hauling for the CG because you don't think the paint jobs are worth it, you still get a pretty decent payout for just 1 ton. But that's a big mock-up. So do the CG, you know, show your support, because if we don't actually do CGs, they might not even do any more CGs. They say, fuck it, nobody's doing CGs, we're gonna cancel on this whole thing. And then they do give some pretty good stuff. Before this, we got like the cargo racks, we got the Artemis suit, we got a Maverick suit. So we did get some good stuff. You know, I would have liked to got the Radiator suit, which I call the Rad suit. I would have loved to get a Rad suit. You know, with a special option to inject stuff into my bloodstream and make me invincible for 10 seconds. But whatever.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
And also the benefit of having the actual fleet carrier so close to the colonization ship, you're not going to be interdicted. It's like so damn close that it'll be you're there in seconds.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I love this game. If you're playing other games and this is the first time you're watching, it's gonna be on sale soon, probably for 4th of July weekend for $10. I would say it's worth it. It's worth every penny if you don't have it. I got so much entertainment value out of it that it's unbeatable. Even if I don't buy anything at the ARC store or don't buy any ships or nothing like that, I actually got one account I got for free, one account I got for $3. You can't beat that. There's nothing you can buy to give you that kind of entertainment value for $3. You crazy? There's nothing out there. So, and there's so much to do, so much to explore. Just to go onto the black, go explore. You see so many things out there. Procedurally generated stuff. The computer actually generated it, right? Based on the data they have, or the astronomical and physics data they have of the galaxy. So, they actually found planets where the procedurally generated computer system said they would be. You know? So that's a first, where a game finds the planet and then they look through telescopes and they find the planet in that same location. So it's something to think about for less than $10.
Engines disengaged.
And it's not a monthly thing. You don't pay per month. It's one time. So for me, it's worth it. That's why, for the price, it makes it the best game in the world. The best game in the world.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
Yep. I'm gonna kill those birds. I swear to God. I told my wife, no birds, please, no birds. I need the quiet time. They got the birds going. They're chirping. They got the light on in the room. They should be sleeping right now. Sorry about the disconnect. Sometimes I can't help that. That's on 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours. After 2 hours, I usually get a disconnect sometime. Alright.
Welcome, Commander. Follow standard flight protocols around this carrier.
Okay, AFK for 1 second.
Proceed to your designated path, Commander. Request accepted.
Landing gear deployed.
Docking confirmed. Clamps engaged. Hello, Commander.
Okay.
How may we assist you?
Okay.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Landing gear retracted.
Alrighty then.
Clamps released. Move clear of the landing pad.
I think the big deal about the new Nomad is not going to be the ship itself, but where we can land on the ship, with the ship. I think it's going to be a big deal. A big deal.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
My wife put the fan on in the room because there's no AC. There's an AC, but she's not gonna put the AC on. She put the fan on where the birds are, so they can have like fresh air or like cool air. I said, Carla, they're cold-blooded animals. They're not warm-blooded. But they love the heat. They want heat. They're okay in the heat. They're not gonna die of heat. The closest thing that we have to dinosaurs are the birds. We're actually, when we eat chicken, we eat Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Landing gear deployed.
So they shouldn't call it Jurassic World. They should just call it KFC. They should just call it Kentucky Fried Chicken. The world of KFC. Come and get it. Come and get your dinosaurs. Oh man, that would be so much fun. I would have fun with stuff like that. I would open up a KFC next to the damn park, to Jurassic World. What kind of chicken is this? It's a chicken. Is it homegrown chickens? Yeah, they were grown here in the park. Oh yeah.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Welcome, Commander. Docking permission will be granted following a successful eligibility check. Docking request accepted.
So we're doing a favor for a friend. We're delivering some stuff for them, and then after that, I'd probably have leftover aluminum. Looks like I'll have like 900 left of aluminum, and so I'm actually gonna take that back to the CG and dump it there.
Landing gear deployed.
Probably tomorrow I'll work on the bridge. I'm gonna actually publicize it, just make a video, and then I'll put it on the forums also. There's 36 star systems that are on the bridge, linking the two roads together, and there's a lot of cheddar, a lot of systems you can colonize there. So look for that, guys.
Ship is secure. Welcome to this carrier.
Tomorrow I'll probably do ground combat. I've progressed in Elite 1 to 25% so far. So I think I'm in a good point. I think the AR and the missile launcher combo works pretty well, and I still use the Zenith, which I really like. The Zenith is OP, by the way. That's a really good pistol.
Landing gear retracted.
Clamp released. Move clear of the landing pad.
So, just a thought. Just a thought. I really do like, if I find a good combat, lately I've been finding nothing but dark combat zones, so nighttime. I do have a combat suit that's got night vision, but
You have departed the no fault.
4, 3, 2.
one thing they can do is put a red dot above the enemy's head, right? Like they have a green dot above your allies. They should put a red dot above the enemy. This way, you know they're in the dark. You can see them from a distance if they had a red dot. But you have to look on your little radar, kind of, to know where all the enemies are.
Docking request granted.
So I need something to the effect of about 37 another ground conflicts, 37, to get an insignia on Anara. So I was planning on doing that. I like those things. I like insignias and stuff. So I really do. I really like that.
deployed.
All right. All right. You guys numb? What are you guys doing? Are you playing the game?
Docking successful.
What are you doing right
Engines
now?
disengaged.
Okay, so we got about seven more runs.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
Very nice.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay.
Welcome, Commander. Adherence to the speed limit is appreciated. Docking request.
All right.
Maintain an appropriate speed during approach. Request accepted.
So one thing that somebody brought up, it might have its own module, its own fighter bay or something that you can hook into the ship.
Landing gear deployed.
I think that's possible. I think that would be possible. So you upgrade the actual ship and module together. That would be a pretty neat thing. So I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't know how it's gonna work, but if it just goes into a regular fighter bay, does it, or is it their own? They have their own bay, a ship launched vehicle bay. If that's the case, if they make their own bay, a Mach 2 bay or something like that, then basically they can use that for different other vehicles in the future. So look for that. Look for that. If they actually have a ship launch vehicle bay, not a fighter bay, okay, then they'll probably have other vehicles in the future that we can use for Elite. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually, you guys brought it up. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about the fighter bay. You know, maybe it's a different type of bay. Maybe it's a different construction or something like that. And when you buy you buy the bay and the ship together, and you can engineer it that way. But it's something to think about. I didn't think about that, which is a great idea.
Frameshift drive charging. 4,
Anyway.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
That'll be interesting to see how they're going to do that. So if it's a new fighter bay or new ship launch vehicle bay, then they could have other ships like it. So it gives me hope for the maybe it will be able to be fit into the T11. I'm not sure, but I'd love to see that. I would love to see that. Actually, T11 has a kit. If you guys haven't seen the ship kits for the T11, there's one that looks like it makes the T11 exploration ship. So I always thought that maybe they expand exploration beyond just exobiology, beyond just landing on planetary surfaces, but we can do scans of rings or water worlds or ammonia worlds from the surface, from the air, from the space. You know, so that's a thought. That's something because I saw the kit. It looks exactly like an exploration ship. Why would you have a ship kit for a mining ship that looks like an exploration ship? So unless we can launch this ship launch vehicle out of the T11, and it could be used for that, we don't know. That would be wild. That'd be wild. So the future is bright for Elite. The future is very bright for Elite.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
One thing I'm looking forward to, and I said the BGS, I really want them to bring back the minor faction BGS ownership. They need to bring that back to Elite. So we feel like we own something. That's important to people. You know, we're here in this big freaking galaxy and we can't claim a whole entire system. We can't own it. You know, we can't own the system. That makes no sense to me. I think if you were an explorer, right? You're exploring now. In the United States and everybody in the world, they just decide to put down their weapons and go get full into space exploration. And now you have the capability of going out in space and
Frameshift drive charging.
going out into deep space and finding new
3.
worlds, new civilizations, or whatever. And so you claim a world. It could be a moon on this distant gas giant. You claim it for your own. You lay a beacon down. This is mine. Okay? That's gonna happen. In every other game, you own something. You own you own something. You own property. But in this game, we don't own anything. We're architects. We're the janitors. That part is missing, and the reward is missing. That's missing from this game. Reward is missing a lot. They need to bring that to this game. They really do. Colonization, power play. Why put a minus 35% nerf on it? Just add more to the other things. Don't nerf the gameplay, because then people won't do the gameplay. Like I had up to recently, I didn't do any mining whatsoever. Not even if I needed the money. We had Thargoids. I wanted $1 billion. I just go kill things. Okay. I go kill Medusas. So don't mess with the reward system. Don't mess with it. Don't play with it. Leave it alone. Give more reward, not less reward, so people will become more engaged. But if it's like a grind to even get what you owe. We're giving them 100 million. So what? So what? Just this morning I did some scanning and whatever, and I got 100 million in a few hours. Not even a few hours, an hour. So it's not like the credits are. That's not a reward. It really isn't. So Just a thought to FDev, you guys are listening. If my Queen of Galnet is listening, relay that message to them. You gotta think about the reward system. You have to bring ownership to the game so that people can become more engaged.
Frameshift drive charging.
And they can become, when they become more engaged, and they're in again, they're going, oh, I gotta go see my colony that I have, my own planet. Right? They own a planet. You know, through Pilots Federation, they get a beacon, they get a ownership papers. You put a claim, this planet on this system is mine. So they got to bring that to the game. They got to bring that because it only makes people stay longer. It makes people play longer. Okay, are you listening, my Queen of Galnet? So that's the situation. I mean, this, like I said many times with colonization, it's just the grind. What joy is it? Oh, we get 5 million a week. So what? That's less than a Cyclops. It takes me 5-10 minutes to kill a Cyclops. How much work did I put into colonization compared to killing a Cyclops? And then I go and do a ground combat, right? I get 4 or 5 million for 20 minutes of work, right?
Landing gear deployed.
And I had to outfit myself. I had to get the right weapons and all that stuff to be able to go and do high intensity combat zones. Well, how much is a Cyclops for 5-10 minutes of work? 5 minutes. It doesn't take long to kill a Cyclops if you know what to do. 6 million automatically. Okay, in 20 minutes I kill 3 Cyclops. 18 million.
Engines disengaged.
20 minutes of ground combat, 5 million. Okay, so there is definite imbalances, definite problems, and people notice that, and then they stop playing and they leave the game. They go somewhere else. They'll go to Star Citizen and dump $200-300 in ships. So that money could have been Elite Dangerouses. That money could have been FDevs. Instead, it went to Star Citizen or it went to Starfield. Okay? That's my point. Are you listening, my Queen of Galnet? So that's my point. They got to fix the reward system. They got to fix it. It's imbalanced. They got to stop nerfing. Instead of nerf, make the other ones, give the other ones more bonuses. So it could be equal. Because the nerf is automatically seen every single time you kill something. You see the minus 35%, minus 35%, minus 35%. If you see that, you say, fuck, this game is nerfed. I don't want to play. Excuse my language, but this is true. I am a profane commander. Okay? You see that I do a scan in a reinforcement system. Just accidentally, my ship scans one of the shit. I get 10 merits, minus 35%, minus 30. You see that constantly. It's like, it's not once, it's consistent all the time. It's a nerf, and nerf is not gameplay. Nerfing is not gameplay. I'll say that till I die. Nerfing is not gameplay. They got to stop doing that, because new players, old players, every player will notice that, and they say, oh man, this is nerfed. We don't want to play this. We don't want to do. I don't do reinforcing systems. I just don't do it. I don't do it. Even if I get a bonus off of ground, they give me, I don't know what kind of bonuses it gets. I still see that minus 35, minus 35, minus 35, minus every single time. I'm like, I don't want to see that. That's negative. That's negative advertising. It's saying that you guys can't balance power play. So why do power play? How many people playing power play now? You know? So doing that has a negative aspect on the game. When a new player comes in now, you guys are bringing new players in. They see minus 35, minus 35, minus 35. They're like, oh man, why did I spend my money on this game? Okay? So you guys have to think about FDAV. You gotta think about that, man.
Hold at maximum capacity.
You gotta think about that. You know?
Landing gear retracted.
There's a reward. Every game has reward. And sometimes it's excessive reward. They have a lot of reward, right? Credits? I got over 150 billion in credits. Why do I need more credits? So, something else. You know, help us, you know, like we build a bank in the Pilot Federation. We build a bank, and then we get a beacon, and then we own a world. I would like to a buff to the random signal sources you can find. I would like a buff to the random signal sources you can find. What do you mean by that? You want to buff the random signal sources?
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah, I didn't understand that, Top Flight. Maybe you can explain a little bit. And trust me, Galnet and FDev is watching this stream, so whatever you say might end up being in game one day. But I want to see a different, and just only a few tweaks. Maybe add a multiplier of 3 to ground bonds that you get in high intensity, low intensity, medium intensity combat zones. I can't even do low intensity or medium intensity. They barely pay anything. I make more money fighting a Cyclops. Or just going to compromise nav beacon and killing pirates. Okay? So, if it's about money, that's the best way to go. If it's about merits, I won't do reinforcement systems ever. Never. I'll never do it. Because I don't want to see minus 35, minus 35, minus 35, minus 35, minus 35 constantly. Seriously. That is so discouraging. Why play the game if you're getting nerfed?
Docking successful.
So, just a thought for you guys when you're out there listening. I know Galnet is listening. Queen of Galnet listens to my stuff. Okay. I know FDF is listening to our stuff. Just a thought. When you guys are sitting down at the round table and you're saying, what can we change in the lead? That's what you can change. Is the reward structure of the game. More reward. And people want items, specialty items. They want, how about the caustic cargo racks? Bring back the 32s, the 64s. I think there was one CG a while ago that we did that, but now we only have 16s, right? Bring those back. People want specialty items, special things, you know. A bobblehead, you can give that as a reward.
Frameshift drive charging.
You know, people will do more CGs if you give them a bobblehead. Now paint jobs. Paint jobs, you know, like, what if they don't have a Panther Clipper? What if they're like my friend who loves his cutter? He loves the cutter. Right? Why not give a paint job that you can put on every ship you have, any class, anything? You can put that paint job on everything. How about that for a reward? Not just the Panther Clipper or T8, but every ship. Color red, color blue, color black, whatever color, but on any ship. Any ship. Now that's a specialty item. That'd be amazing. Right? So you guys got to think about the rewards, man. I don't know if you take much time thinking about rewards. I don't know. But it doesn't feel like you do, and the nerfing has to stop. You got to actually unnerf things. Like you nerfed colonization, you put a cap, a levy, that has to go. That has to go. Okay. Don't take into account that what the Dukes of Myken and the Mercs of Myken are doing, that they're going to Colonia and they're making a Sagway. Okay, they're fanatical colonization freaks like I am. That's not normal. I'm not normal either. Don't take that into account. The normal person, they want to see a reward for their colonization. They want to see a reward for... Look, how long am I playing now? 2 hours, 43 minutes. And most of this was done in loading this fleet carrier so I can help my friend out. Okay? Well, there's no reward. What, I'm making credits? Who cares? Who cares? I'll go and kill Thargoids in California for a week and make 2-3 billion. Who cares? Credits is not a reward. Again, I got 150 billion across my account, so credits are not a reward. They're just not. And not a reward.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
We're arcs. You guys love money. Give away arcs. 100 arcs, 200 arcs. 2 paint jobs and 200 arcs. How many people sign up for that? Do something like that, but do something different, something special. Make the CG count. Make it something special. There's a CG in the whole history of the game, and we're never going to see the CG again. This, what are we getting out of it? Paint jobs. Okay. So it's got to be something special. It's got to be. It's got to be something that people really say, "Oh, that I want that." A freaking bobblehead. Give a free bobblehead away. Who cares? It's a bobblehead. It's not costing you guys any money. It only makes people go to the ARC store to get more things from the ARC. They get a free bobblehead and say, "Oh, I like that bobblehead. The other one too. I'm gonna get that one." Click. Charge 5,000 ARCs. You know, you guys want people to spend money in your ARC store. You gotta know how to get them to the ARC store. Give away free shit so they go to the ARC store.
Landing gear deployed.
The paint jobs, not so much. You know, I have the ruby red that was from the anniversary. I have that one, right? And I have the black. So the 2 paint jobs are fine. Every other paint job is ugly. So I'm fine with that on my Clipper. The T8, I have this crimson red, freaking phenomenal. And we got that from Christmas time,
Docking successful.
right?
Engines disengaged.
I don't want any other color besides that. Well, I'm just doing this to support FDev. I'm doing this to support them. I'm doing this CG to support them. Because I want to see more CGs in the future, right? I want to see more. I want to see them do more.
Landing gear retracted.
So if I don't do the CG, that means that they might not do it. They might not have, might not put any attention in the CGs. Right? Just 2 loads to go, guys. Anyway. just a thought. And I know FDev is listening. I know my Queen of Gala is listening. Which, thank you for your attention, my Queen of Gala. Thank you for your word foreplay. It was enjoyable. So, I know you guys listen, but this is something that has to be fixed. You know, the mentality of elite has to be fixed. It's okay to give people rewards. If it's exclusive one time, whatever, you don't see it again. Like the caustic cargo racks, right? Do we have a 64 in game? No. Do we have a 32 in game? No. It was part of a CG. Right? We don't see them in game. Some people have them. I don't. Right? So there are certain things that we have in game that we don't have anymore. That certain people have. Make it special. So that people congregate to that CG more. That people do colonization more. That people do power play more. I won't do reinforcement for that reason. Minus 35, minus 35, minus 35. That's all I see. Minus 35. Holy moly. I won't even do the new assignments for that reason. I won't do them. I don't like it. As it stands, the ground combat, ground stuff is nerfed. Have you seen the amount of money you get for killing a perpetrator? What the bounty is? 1,000? 1,500? Are you serious? So, things need to change. Hopefully, our new CEO hears this too. Maybe she's watching my stream too. Who knows? She's a lovely woman. If she wants to make things better for Elite, she's won my heart over. Seriously speaking. She has my undivided attention if she wants to make Elite better. And she's the best CEO that Elite's ever had. Even better than Braden.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
So let's see what happens. Why so much? Why do I give Elite so much attention? I want to be honest with you guys. I'm going under a lot of stress. A lot of stress in my life. I have some medical issues that are dire, and so I'm dealing with that on a daily basis. And here in Shanghai, I don't have medical insurance. Everything's cash. So I'm paying a lot of money out of my pocket for all these problems. So when I come home, you know, I am in Shanghai, so I don't get to watch 1,000 channels as I did when I was back in California. Whatever movies I watch is stuff that I can get on the channels, you know, like Disney Channel, Universal, whatever, Hulu. I can rent those things out, right? But the one escape that I have is Elite. And the reason I came and did this streams and all that is because my love has extended beyond that. I want my love for Elite to be shown to the world. And I play a lot. I said, I play a lot. Fuck, why don't I stream? Excuse my language again. Sorry, Queen. Sorry, my Queen. Why don't I stream? Just stream and I started because during the summer I started streaming. Ricardo stopped. This guy stopped. That guy stopped. Nobody was streaming. Like, well, you know, people that were streaming and that were streaming a lot, they were not here anymore. That's why I'm doing it. I don't get any income from this. 12.56. I make no money and I haven't monetized yet. I don't even want to monetize. I don't even care. Right? I don't. I don't care. I'll still stream, even if it's for free. Even if I have to pay to stream, I'll still stream. So, my love for Elite is great because it brings me joy, it relaxes me, it disconnects me from my issues that I'm having. I'm in a world of it's space, it's travel, it's colonization, it's everything. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I love this game so much. It's my stress relief.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I could say honestly, I'm addicted. I'm really addicted to the game because right now it's 9:21. In about 40 minutes, 50 minutes, I'll be like, my eyes will feel sleepy. I'll be just by colonizing a little bit, or doing some exploration, or doing some mining. You know, that gives me some relief, and then I can sleep well. You know, deep sleep kind of stuff. So this is my passion right now. So there's no other game for me, none whatsoever. So I love this. If I went to work for Elite and then I had my bills paid for, I'd just go to work for free at FDev, right? I go work for free to help them build this game even more. That's how much I would love it. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about anybody else playing this game, how they feel about it, but that's how I feel about it. And it's just brought me a lot of comfort. I hope it brings you a lot of comfort. I hope it makes you happy. Yeah, it's aggravating. There's some things that are aggravating, but you know, have you ever bought a car, you don't like some things in the car? Or you ever bought an appliance, you say, I wish that button was over here and this button was over there. Or you bought a TV controller or TV and things are weird on it. Nothing's ever perfect, you know. That's just the way it is. 12:56. Okay, so I got 900 left, so I still gotta, I'm gonna actually bring it to the CPU. Dump it there. Anyway, guys, I hope you had a good stream with me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We talked a lot about the Nomad. I hope you listen. I hope FDev is listening and my Queen of Galnet listens. You know, I hope she understands. I'll try to be less profane. I'll try to keep from cursing, but I was brought up in New York, so as you know, New Yorkers, this is how they speak. But they love you to death, even though they're cursing you out. So, don't mind me.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm really a nice guy.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So hopefully we see some really good changes this month. And I want to tell you again, I really feel like this is going to be a new DLC. The New Worlds is going to be a new DLC. So even if it is, it's great. It's fantastic. It's great for us. I don't know how much money you spent in this game, but now I have 10 accounts, so think about that. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. If I have new content, I'd pay $100. Hey, I threw $100 into Starfield, and I mean threw, because I played for a month and then I just deleted the game. I won't play that game. You know, I just won't play it. I won't play it. I just won't. Anyway. So hopefully we see some new things. Let's see what happens in this next few weeks. I'm looking for the next, you know, Kix thinks it's next week that we'll see something on the ship or the new ship. I think so too. I think within the next 7 to 14 days we'll see the new ship that's coming out, the second one, or the next vehicle. We might have a second vehicle. So the vehicle launch bay might be
Disengaged.
2 vehicles out of it that we can fit another vehicle. Maybe it'll be just like this one, but it'll be for colonization, for mining. We don't know. So that's my thought. So I did that. So all these got us 14,399 of steel and 11,000 of titanium. I think he can do that by himself. I did a fleet carrier worth of material for this guy, so that's how much I love him. Alright. So if you guys enjoyed this stream, just subscribe, check the like button, leave a comment below, smash the notification bell, smash it, smash it, do it. And also my squadron's call sign is DRKK. If you're looking for a squadron, we are here for you. I would love to have you. Otherwise, you can join the Discord. It's open, so anyone can come. Most of the time, I am there in chat. I would prefer to chat than to read. The actual live chat from the stream. Because sometimes I'm doing combat and I can't actually read it. Right? I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. So, just a thought. Just a thought for you guys. If you want to do that, that would be great. Love that you guys came along for the ride. Do the community goal so we can have others in the future and they decide to keep on giving us stuff. To the Queen of Galnet, thank you, sweetheart, for your attention. I'm not mad at you. I love your voice. I love your British accent. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Raging Furball. When I see your name, I think of my cat. Anyway, thanks, guys. 07. I will see you soon. Maybe tomorrow night or tomorrow morning. I'll do some ground combat. I'm having an itch that I have to scratch it. 07 Commander, stay frosty, fly dangerously, have fun.